Welcome to today's quick shot episode. When last we left off, we set up a switch that's connected to a fan blueprint, which is just a light right now. You can toggle it on and off. We're going to continue with that by adding more functionality to the fan and the switch. So what we want to do next, let's see. So we'll probably want to actually add some blades to this fan. So I like to add a cube to have the center of the fan. Actually, yeah, let's have a cube. Let's scale it evenly with that little lock down to, let's say, 0.2. File save, let's see. It's a pretty good size. Okay. Let's add another cube. Let's call it. Well, I'm gonna rename this first one to the fan base. And now all these other cubes are gonna be blades. Let's try 0.1. 0.05 actually. Not scale it. Let's make it 0.2. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's make it 0.5. No, 0.8. Let's scale that a little more. Yeah, it looks pretty bladey. If you're having trouble flying around, you can just move your scroll wheel to be able to move slower or faster. Okay, let's duplicate this. Let's pull that over there. Duplicate that one. Rotate it. I'm just gonna have a 4-blade fan. My other one was 6, but it took a little while to make it look nice. So well, that's gone. So for the sake of speed, I'm just gonna make it 4. Duplicate. So I'll set this to 0, make sure it's lined up. At 60, negative 60, 60, save, I guess, negative 60. Alright, it's all good. But if you tried to rotate anything right now, it would only be one blade. If you rotated the whole thing, the base would spin, so you don't want that. So with this hierarchy, what you're going to want to do is add in a empty scene component, which I'm going to call blade base, and all these different things all the different blades you're gonna want to put them under it as children. So when you rotate this parent, it's gonna make all these rotate around it. So compile, save, go to the event graph. Let's add a custom event so we can call it and tell the blades to rotate or not rotate. And let's say spin blades. What we're going to want is a timeline. Oops. So when it starts, you want it to start the timeline. You need the blade base. You want to add rotation, local rotation. So each update is going to add a little bit of rotation. What we're going to want is we're only going to want the yaw to spin. So we're going to need to make a rotation with just the yaw and that just happens to be what we're gonna do in here. So double click the timeline, We want it to be a float track. We'll call it rotation. Right click and add a key. Want it to set. We're just going to have a default speed for this one, so it's going to be 0, but we want it to add about 10 degrees each tick. Add another key, doesn't really matter where, because you're going to set that right here. Set about 1 second, and we'll set that to 10 as well. And you want the length to be 1 second. So if you want to see it, you can click fill and fill. And there's a line up there. Now exit that. And you want to plug this to the, not that, this to the yaw. But this is only going to fire once, so once it's finished, make a branch, and actually we'll just link that up there. If this is true, play. And we don't have a condition just yet, so it's just gonna spin forever. So we need to go back to the switch, get rid of that. Well, we do need a branch. So what we're gonna want to do is, when we do the line trace and we hit the switch, it knows it's hitting the actor. Like, no matter what on it, you know it's gonna hit the actor, otherwise it's not gonna call this. But we can specify which component it is. So we want to check if it's equal to our fan switch. Because if it is our fan switch, then we know we want to activate the fan. If it's not, then we know it's the light switch, so we want to activate this light right here. So we can pull this off of our fan blueprint, and we can call that spin blades function. Event. Now we can test to see if that works. That is kind of a big fan. And now it's spinning full speed. We don't have a way to turn it off yet, but that's okay. And we turn the light off. Now I'm also going to raise this up to the roof. And I'm also going to lower the actual light to below the fan. I don't have a... It's not one of those bulbs, but if you modeled the fan, you could probably add one of those. Save. Now, in the spin blades, it's going to be basically toggleable. So we'll want a flip-flop. And let's move all this down a little bit. So we're going to want a variable to say if it's turn on or turn off. Set. So if it's the first time, it's going to be turned on. If we toggle it again, it's going to be turned off. And then we can link that up. So if this is false, it won't continue the timeline. It'll just come to a dead hold. Fan's spinning. Fan's not spinning. I can't watch it. And I don't really want this fan turned on by default. So I'm just going to go to the point light and set the default as not visible. I believe in the next episode I'm going to add in the, well, actually, I'll go ahead and show you the code from my other fan, which has the speed up and slow down because it's a little more in depth. So this is the code for having the state where it can speed up and slow down. When the event plays, you're going to want to get the blade base, get its rotation, get the yaw, and you want a variable to set the base rotation. When you turn the blades on, it's either on or off. If it's turned on, you want a timeline that starts at 0, 0 and then goes up to as I wanted my startup time to go from from 0 speed to full speed to be about 4.5 seconds, and then you set it at that 10, and I made it go on for a little bit, so it was about 6 seconds long. Then it would update. I don't think I need this. Actually, add a rotation of this. Let's get that out of the way. So let's see if this works. And I want this switch. This is just a little bit of debugging. Actually, it's not going to work. Oh well. But if this should work. So you just add that much yaw each frame to the local rotation. When it's finished, the startup sequence, if it is still on, you want it to play the timeline that we just made, where it stays at a constant 10, which is not zooming out enough. So it's about 1 second long, and it's just a constant straight line of 10. So it just adds 10 rotation at a constant speed. I think I did that complex way for no reason again. So when it's done, it'll do it again, but if it's turned off, it won't play again. It'll toggle and it'll play this next. So it'll do the slowdown. I believe that's about it for the fan. So now you should have a fan. If you added in all that code, you'll have a fan that you can come over. You should have a flashlight if it's too dark. Turn the light on. Turn the fan on. It'll slowly speed up to full speed. Press it again, and it should slowly speed down. In the next QuickShot episode, we'll add in a door right here. That starts off locked. And we'll just add a basic little lock you can look at and manually unlock, open the door. We'll add in some code so you can't lock it while it's open. You can only relock it when it's back closed. And we'll go from there. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have an idea for an episode for QuickShots you'd like us to do later down the line, comment down below and we'll add it to the list. Thank you.